Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, because I know there's perhaps the odd gentleman watching on these afternoons, and a few dogs, I might say. So let's see who's here today. Oh, there's a few of you already. It'd be lovely for you to say hello, as you usually do, and perhaps what you've been up to, and whether you've been making something, or whether it's been a nice day for you today. It's been a little bit cold here. Hello Claire, lovely to see you today, and I can see a few more that are watching. That's it, please drop in and say hello. I hope you've had a good day, Claire. I've got my cup of tea, so I'm feeling quite chilled now. It's just nice to have a bit of a break and have a little chatter with you, my lovely friends. Hello Linda, who says hello to everyone. Lovely to see you today. Nice of you to call and collect your goodies. Hello Wendy, hope you're well. She says hi to everyone. And Linda, you're all ready for our Friday fix. Yeah, I think it'll chill you into the weekend. Hello Linda, Linda C, hope you're well. And Margaret, hello Margaret, good afternoon to everyone, she says, and hopes we're all well. Fortunately, I'm well. Hello Nita, lovely to see you. Hello to all, she says. And Margaret, lovely to see you too. She says hi to everyone. And Catherine, just home from work, feet up, watching me. Well, you're in for a nice little chatter, I think. And who was that I just missed? Leslie, hello Leslie. She says hi to everyone. I need to change mine, I've only just changed it. What a difference, Lindsay, you wouldn't have believed it. I know, it is amazing. It feels like heaven when you change your rotary blade. Just make sure you don't accidentally drop your rotary cutter on the floor, because even though the blade is covered, every time I cringe and I think, oh my goodness, and it does something to it, because I only changed one a couple of days ago, cutting beautifully, fell on the floor, and now there is a little nick. So do you know what, I just change it because it's so frustrating. Hello Sadie, afternoon to you. She hopes everyone is well. Brenda, hello, hopes we're all well too. She says hello to everybody. And there's Moira in France. You had a little sunshine today, which is good. I think we did minimally this morning, but very short-lived. Hello Sandy. Sandy says hi to everyone. And Carol, hope you're feeling better today, Carol. Haven't replied to your email, I know, but I did read it. Okay, it's Friday yoga. Jolly good. Hello Karen. Hello Anne. Hopes everything's okay. Afternoon Mary, nice to see you today. I've had a busy day, as you know. This morning was just like, where did that go? Talking all the time, so hopefully my voice won't go. I'm sure it won't. Hello Debbie, lovely to see you. And Tony, hi amigos. Hello amigos. I hopes we're all well. So far so good. Hello Janet. Oh, thank you, so kind. Hello Eileen, you had a little accident today. Oh, what did you forget to do? Close the rotary cutter. Oops. We all do it now and again, Eileen, don't you remember me? I hope you didn't slither your finger or your thumb like I did. And I hope a little plaster sorted it, because it's not nice. Hello Di, you've been trying to catch up with the videos you've missed, but I cannot find the piping around the cushion one you did. There was one, perhaps. Did I call it cushions? Or was it an impromptu one? Perhaps somebody else will know where it was, because I can't for the life of me remember. Don't know if anybody's got a list of what days we did what. There's odd ones which I haven't actually, I don't know why, I didn't actually label it, I didn't give it a title, but the majority are, so I'm sorry can't help you there. What's Louise doing? She's cooking broccoli, cauliflower and pasta cheese bake. Very nice too. Your infinity scarf was lovely, Louise. You're welcome. It looks loads better now. Jolly good. That's all somebody else said something like that today. Can't think who, but just one little thing makes all the difference. And I know yesterday, I think it was Kim who was having little problem with her 1/4 inch seams, and just by knowing that you can move your needle position has sorted it, so that's really good. Hello Joan, lovely to see you. And Rebecca, I know I know Rebecca, I didn't know whether you were coming yesterday. I was here, so it hasn't stopped me going out, but I'm here this weekend too if you're free. Hello Kim, lovely to see you. Hello Joan in Ireland, she says hi to everyone. Hello Marion and the Trisha-ettes. Got a bit of gardening done. I thought about that, but rain this afternoon. Don't think we've had rain. It's looked like it, but we haven't yet. What's that noise outside? I don't know. Rosie's been shopping to number daughter took me as a daughter number 1, not being well this week. Ah, I haven't ventured out that far, Rosie. You're very brave. I thought it was Lindsay. I thought it was. Yep. You'll post it on Monday if I like. Oh, do you know? You're all right. Well done, Lindsay. Jolly good. That would be kind of you. Eileen, across the top of my hand, thought of you immediately. Close the cutter, but too late. I know. It's. I did that quite some time ago. All it has to do is graze the top of your hand. Fortunately, it wasn't too bad at all, but it did draw blood, and they are very, very sharp. What is that noise? I don't know. Hello, Angie, and hello, Jill, or we. The pipe pusher. Oh, right, okay. Lovely, thank you. It's a good start to the weekend. Well, hopefully so. A little late today, don't worry. I've only just started. Did I see your email, Trisha? Yes, I did. And I am looking into whether I can get some more. Somebody else asked for one today, so I think I'm going to, I'll get some for early next week and I'll be in touch then, Kim. Probably Andrea's found it for you. Gosh, there's some really good people here. And there's Christine. Christine says hi to everyone. Well, lovely to see you all today. Don't know what I've got going on outside. No. There's a few voices. And sounds like it could probably be a skip or a... I really don't know. Andrew just put the link. Oh, right, okay. Okay, that's lovely. Thank you. So my lovely cup of tea in my mug. Always tastes better, I think, but Martin does make a good cup of tea. Then he disappears. I can't remember. Oh yes, he'll be doing his cooking tonight. It's nice when he does, because yes, I don't think he's going. I think it's his birthday a week on Sunday, so he's looking forward to going for an Indian on Friday night. I'm possibly not. I might do, I'll see. I am very secretly hoping that they have a little bit of a lockdown here with restaurants. Aren't I naughty? Aren't I really naughty? But I don't know, I'm not ready to go out yet. No, sorry Lindsay, no jelly rolls, no nothing. They collected one today. I had this random bolt of fabric, which was fine, but I got nothing to go with it, so it went back. Louise is asking Rosie. Yes, Milton Keynes is quite nice. Oh, Anne. Yes, I did have a look. Oh, was it? I didn't see the... Yes, it was pointed out. It was pointed out. And what does one do? One just thinks, oh well. I did it first, and yeah, well, whatever. Move on. Take it as a compliment, and yeah. That's why I don't say too much, but I know that you lovely ladies notice these things as well. There we are. Oh yes, we're having a little chat there. Yeah, See, you're all such helpful ladies. So what was I doing? Yes, apart from having some nice conversations on the phone, I managed to get just a couple of parcels out today. But all weekend, I shall be going through all of them and getting them all ready, so they'll be posted on Monday. I feel really bad that it's taken this long, but I've just had so much going on and getting things. Right, there's some messages coming in the top. Eileen, Chanda shouldn't put them on when there's somebody. Well, I wondered that. What else did I think? Where, you know, in my time, I've had, I think I took some panels, some Christmassy panels last year I was going to have on the show, but apparently somebody else had got them and similar fabric, so I couldn't do it, and I thought they were vetted, but no, it should be nipped in the bud, really. I know. Oh, well, thank you, Anne. No, I didn't read the next bit. You are better. Thank you. I won't pass any comments, but, you know, big sigh. I do a few sighs now and then because life is, hello Julie, life is about having fun. I mean, and even more so these days, you know, just to be nice to each other and, you know, keep each other upbeat. And there's always little things along the way, and I try to not let it get to me. It does sometimes, and I mean, even this afternoon, I felt irritated for no reason. Yeah. Oh, were they? Oh, I see. Oh, well, perhaps it looks like I've copied her. Well, I haven't. They were slightly different, and I'm not the first. I think years ago, Debbie Shaw did some, but I mean, I don't know what the instructions are like for any of the others, but I've made mine up in my way and have made them very easy. I know there have been, because how it all started, I think Tracy had tried some storage pods from somebody else, and there were lots of like darts or pleats had to be put in them and a bit of cutting and shaping, but I made it easy for you, and I think they look nice. I was quite pleased when I did my first one and thought, yeah, they just sit there beautifully. And then, as you know, with the centrepiece, I enlarged upon it using them, just making something a little bit different. So, oh, right. Oh, Andrea, that's so kind of you. I try my best to, yeah, had the pods on her kitchen CD. Oh, right. I imagine that would have been in my time when I was on her design team, but I didn't make any. Yeah, I didn't make any at all. So I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, oh, I see, just a little there. Oh, thank you, Anita. It is easy, isn't it? And very quick. And I think that's what I'm all about. Making something that looks difficult to do. I mean, especially when with the storage pods, they're very curvy, and it looks as though you probably need to put a circle into the base of it, but we make it so much easier. Julie's made one of them, which was easy, but I haven't made the other pods yet. No, as I say, I haven't. I look at something and think, yeah, I'll do something, I'll do that. But then I do my own, I start my own pattern from scratch. And as I said to you before, and you can do the same, because I know a lot of you, having picked up a few tips and tricks along the way, can now look at things and make your own designs up. And also take one of my designs, say, and adapt it, make it bigger, smaller, add this, change that, which I think is wonderful, because you are all becoming designers in your own rights. And I like to give, you know, the base of it so that you can do just that. And yeah, it has to be easy for me, and they look great. Well, I think so many of us don't have enough time to sit down and do, you know, the basic things from scratch in the absolute, when I say proper way, still proper ways that we do, or that I do. But I like to take a few shortcuts, but as long as it doesn't detract from the finished article, I like it still to look really professional. And as I quite often say as well, pressing things as you go. Not that I always do it when I'm doing the Trisha times, because it's only a time thing, but pressing as you go really gives a great finished item, and it just makes it look professionally made. I mean, so many times it just came to me that I see people doing things and they've got fabric, you know, they might be cutting, not so long ago I saw, oh, and you made 6 cutlery holders. I know. I'm thinking I might do a kit for her Chanda. So again, I've given you all that even before it goes on the TV. What did Karen do? You made some fork biscuits. And now I can understand why you can't only eat one. I know. They're just so good. Oh, Arrow's just popped up in to see. Oh, you mean Arlo's just popped in to see how long till food. He's eating a basil plant. As can't wait. Oh, hi Arlo. Lovely to see you. He's eating a basil plant. I know it's lovely. I like basil in my spag bowl or anything really that's tomatoey. Really, really nice. Yeah, I can't think what I was saying before that. Gone brain dead. Oh, we came up with food again, didn't we? Oh, and I was saying why I felt irritated. Well, I had what did I have today? I made a phone call because I'd made a brief phone call yesterday. I wanted to know, what's Lindsay saying? They're easy. Yeah, that's right. Oh, Jill, fork biscuits. I did say, I think yesterday or the day before, but I'll tell you once more. Fork biscuits are not my design. Mary Berry is the lady to be complimented for these wonderful biscuits that are so easy and quick to make. So she's obviously following my guidelines, or I am, so they're easy and quick to make. But you need 4 ounces of butter, or, well, I use stalk margarine, whichever you've got there. 2 ounces of caster sugar, all mixed up together. And then 5 ounces of plain flour. And that goes in and mix it all up. Now I put it in a food processor because it's easy peasy. And then you roll them into balls. Probably, I didn't put a picture, did I, of what my boys did. Not quite golf ball size, just a little bit smaller than that, but not pea and grape size as my Oliver and Charlie when they made theirs only on Wednesday. That's right. They were tiny little ones, but I left them as they were. Then bake them in the oven. I don't know what you should have them on, but I cook nearly everything on 180 degrees, fan oven, and for about 10-12 minutes, something like that. Now, Leslie has added a little bit stem ginger squished on the top before baking. Wow, that sounds nice. And so you're still thinking, Jill, why are they called fork biscuits? Well, at this point, when you put all your round balls on your baking tray, you get a fork, and I usually just damp it, a little bit of water, and then you press the fork prongs, not into like you do shortbread, but horizontally to give you 3 or 4 lines along there. Pop them in the oven. Brilliant. They are Moorish. So I normally make double quantity, and when the boys and I made them the other day, your end products last longer than Mary's. They do, Sadie, you're right. And they are a lovely homemade biscuit. I did send all of them home. There weren't so many left, but all the peas and grape size ones had gone because I don't eat those, and started on the other ones. Hello, Leslie. Lovely to see you. Hello-y. So I think Mary Berry's got a lot to answer for in this group, because fork biscuits, once you've made some, you won't forget them. And they are absolutely delicious. So yes, what I was saying, irritating, that's right. You see, I say so much. I wanted to pay the mortgage off, right? So a short phone call yesterday to get a settlement figure, to be told that I could pay it off online. So fine, I went to pay off online banking, and it only accepted a certain amount per day, so I couldn't do it. So that person hadn't told me. So I thought, hello Sharon, it's Friday. Hello Bridget. Now you know, Jill, what I'm talking about. So I thought, I will ring and pay over the phone, get them to do the transaction over the phone. So I rang, and to be told, oh, actually, no, we can't do it. We've had that taken away from us. So you have to go through automated payments. I will give you the number. And this wasn't in a short space of time. I hung on the phone. So I rang automated payments, who did not recognise my mortgage account number. So it automatically, you need to speak to an advisor. So I speak to an advisor, who then tells me she can't do it, but I can do a smaller amount, but I can do as many times that as I like, so I could do it. But it hadn't worked. So she then says she can do it from her end. So she rang the same number with her on the phone and me on the phone. So I'm hearing, it's like when sometimes you can pay, they speak to you and they process it all, but you can hear you put your numbers on the keypad to put in what you need to put in. And then this voice comes up, just saying, this is the automated payment service for Essex County Council. And I thought, pardon me, Essex County Council, please key in your 9-digit invoice number. And I thought, what on earth is going on? So I knew she was in the background. So I said, I think you've done the wrong thing here. And it carried on, and then it went through it again. And when she eventually got that out of the way, she then said, oh, while that's been going, I've spoken to my manager and I can take the payment. And this was based offshore. And I said, absolutely not. I am not. I have lost all trust in doing that. Which is why, for the first time since I went to Hochanda, so over 2 weeks ago, I went down into town, into the bank with my mask on, and I did it all there, straightforward, within 5 minutes, done and dusted. But I thought that was an absolute disgrace. You know, would you want to pay, I'm not talking about £10, obviously, would you want to pay an amount? I feel when you speak to your bank, there should be that trust situation. Absolutely gone. I shan't do anything like that, because you don't know what is going on. Where was my money going to go? So I think that's why now I've got it off of my chest, and I'm all sorted out. And I know, because I've done a little bit online and the rest in the bank itself. So I know that's all done, and I've got receipts. But I think they need to change their ways. Terrible, terrible. Anyhow, with that off my chest, I probably, that irritation, you know, sometimes, I don't know if you ever feel like that. You feel irritated, or you feel, and you think, why? There's nothing really, and I think that probably was it, because it takes a while to get out of your mind. No, you're right, Di, there isn't. But actually, in the bank, the young girl was absolutely lovely, but unbelievable. The bank I am with is the bank that I worked for, how many years ago? From when I was 18, so 45 years ago, started off there. I went back and worked for them in 2001, and the same bank. So I've done all my banking with them, but actually I shall be moving on, because it's not the first thing of late, and I just think, well, I don't know what I do think. It's unbelievable. Do you mean you hope it wasn't your bank, Carol? I won't tell you which bank it is, but it begins with the letter L. Totally surprised. And I always thought they were that little bit more special, that little bit more, but no. Who's having to watch? Oh, Sue, without sound, as hubby's in the room. But you can read. Yes, exactly. What sounds great for witchy fingers? Oh, yes, I mean, it was not my bank. Yes, I thought you did, Carol. Hello, Sue. Lovely to see you. yeah, so that, and I've had no parcels today, so I've got nothing to think, oh, that's so nice. What else have I done? Yeah, it's been, as I say, it's been mainly phone conversations, and so that I can get parcels out. The other thing I'll say, I did have one lady with the Aliso irons. I think I had 2 more reserved. If you don't want them now, it doesn't matter at all. But if you did, don't get me started on banks. I know. I have still got 1 left. If anybody, if the other 2 would, if the other 2 people come forward and say they still want one, or they don't, just so that I know that I had you on my list, but you don't want one now, is absolutely fine. The Aliso irons, I think they should be about 150, because they've just come back into stock. So I managed to get, oh yes, oh yeah, it's scary. Well, my mortgage was more than £5,000, you see. I mean, I'd have felt worried about £5,000 like that, but it was more, and I just wanted it gone. But not into the wrong account, because the first thing when she said, oh, well, I'll key your mortgage account number in, and the first thing I said was, well, how do I know that you're actually putting the right number in for my mortgage account? She said, oh, the screen, your telephone screen will repeat the numbers that have gone in. So I said, okay, fine. And from there on, it just went all wrong. That's when I got Essex County Council. Unbelievable rubbish. Bridget had a parcel today. Was it a big parcel, Bridget? Was it rectangular? And I wonder, Bridget. Spill the beans. Well, a box. Yes, there we are. Hello, Anne. Lovely to see you. Well, oh, that was quick, Bridget. Oh, so is Sharon saying, happy Friday. Happy Friday to you, Sharon. And Bridget, it will be a very happy weekend. Lovely. Sally's baked 2 loaves today. Wonderful. Oh, Christine's arrived as well. Goodness gracious me. Oh, you ladies will be in your element this weekend. Oh, Sue's had a socially distanced meet up with crafty friends today. Oh, that's nice. It is nice to get... did he buy me a cake today? No, he didn't. Did he say there were none, or did he even try? I think he said there weren't any. But he did buy... Oh, but you see, I probably didn't need, or perhaps that's why he said that, because my lovely friend Mary, she brought me a cake today, a tea bread today, and it is... Mary, all I have to say, it is absolutely delicious. Thank you so much, because I've tried some already, and it is to Mary's usual high standard and totally delicious. So thank you. Lindsay had the same bank since 1985. Mortgaged everything with them. Never had a problem. Oh, that's good. Probably what sort of date? You see, I've had my bank account, although it's a second one, because since I started 45 years ago, so whatever that is, probably about the same time, Lindsay. And yes, I have my business account with them as well, but not the same as, you see, in my day when I was 18, the bank manager had his desk and the customer sat the other side, and they discussed if you wanted a loan. It wasn't a case of putting figures into a computer. I don't know, calculators were only just coming in then. He wrote it all down, and he decided, he could see bank statements, he decided on the customers, the way the customer ran their bank account, as to whether they could have a loan and how much they could have it for. But nowadays, as you know, if the computer says no, then it's no. They take nothing into consideration. But your spaghetti on toast collided with your new car. Oh, Ira. Oh, no. Right. I was going to say, I don't know how to... I would use a bit of... Oh, what do I have? Bissell cleaner, something like that. I usually dab it all down with that. Or fairy liquid is always a good thing for any sort of stain. Oh dear, I don't know. Not what you actually wanted, was it, Ira? And I'll perhaps see you tomorrow as well, Ira. Sue had a phone call a few years ago saying someone had taken less than £1 out of my credit card. They rang to ask if it was me and told me it was these hackers to do... Oh, if it works, they can then take a large amount. Yes. And it was a fraud. Ooh, yes. Oh, people are so devious, aren't they? Oh, that's Karen there. That's okay. That's okay, Karen. Let's see. Hello, Patricia. Lovely to see you. Then banks are not the same anymore, Trish. No. Oh, your dad was a bank manager, Claire. My bank manager then, oh, he was lovely. I remember his name, Ray Thorpe, and he was lovely. In actual fact, you know, I can see him now, and he had got the standing of a prime minister, to be honest. He just looked in he always a suit, really immaculate all the time, and yes. Okay, you log into your yoga, Carol. Look at that lovely stripe. A whole suit. Yeah, that's the bit I need to keep at the minute. In actual fact, it's probably a little link to what I've used it for before is what I'm going to show you how to make today. So it's something that I have got patterns. I may have to make a kit up for Hachanda for them, but I think I'm going to. But I thought I would show you all how to make these if you haven't done them before. Most banks are jobs worth. I know. Oh, right, sounds similar to me then, Sharon. Been trying for 6 years to get my joint account made up just into, and they keep throwing out questions and obstacles. I know. But when everything went, I nearly said something else. When everything went wrong for the banks, oh, who had to bail them out? We had to, didn't we? Yes. And when they make the profits, they keep them, don't they? Oh, don't get me on that subject either. Oh, sorry, Kim. Oh, yes. You just see, yes, speak to your uncle. Have a good old chat with them. Hello, Mavis. Lovely to see you. She hopes everyone's well. And there's Josie. Oh, well, she's come to do your blood pressure and coming back on Monday. Oh, good. That sounds as though you're improving, which is lovely, Josie. It's funny, I never seem to get my cup of tea completely finished because I talk and then I try to have a little slurp. Had a phone call from the dentist and we have an appointment with the hygienist at the beginning of November. Wow. Yes, I need to make an appointment. I think I was dreaming it the other night. Well, I think what I would actually like, I would like some, I don't know what they are now. They look flexible. I've seen people on little adverts and it's just a whole, so I suppose it's like a denture, but it's a flexible thing. And it just sits over the top of your teeth. I think that would be quite nice. I don't know whether they're called veneers in a whole thing. It's just my imagination. I make these things up. I'd like anything to be easier with dentists because not my favourite people to go and see. I don't mind opticians, as I was saying the other day. Yeah, GPs, no, not so keen either. Blood tests, yeah, I don't mind. You go there, stick your arm up, look the other way, and then off you go. But yeah, it's just one of those things we have to now and again, don't we? And I must be in touch, but as yet, no, I'm just carrying on because everything seems, touch wood, okay. Right, so let's have a look to see what we're going to do today. Lovely. Right, now I'm going to put my cup on the floor because I don't want it falling on the floor. So, some while ago, here is that stripy fabric. Oh, you got a flu jab in the morning, Christine. Yeah, I think I need to book one. I've never had one before, but they did offer me one at the beginning of this year, which I said, well, I think it's the wrong time of year, really. Oh, Tony, I feel for you. Yeah, that's it's always hard, isn't it, when it's not that long ago. Yeah, chin up, and yeah, listen to or put your feet up with a cup of tea, and yeah. Was a game, right, having an eye test with a mask? Yes, I should think it was. Well, even in my short while in the bank today, I put it under my glasses, then I put it over the top. Actually, I felt over the top of my glasses, but then I could see my reflection in the glass there, and I thought that I looked like a bank robber actually. I thought I know how they must feel when you've got your masks on. So yeah. Okay, so this is what I thought I would show you how to make today. I'm going to do the smaller one. I've got two, but they're basically the same idea. But it is, oh, I forgot my Velcro. Oh, I've got some there, I know. So it is one of these, okay? So it's a an accordion pouch. So I thought, so it's got 4 little pockets, and then it just folds up, wraps around like so. You look like Hannibal Lecter in your mask. I don't know what I look like. You can just see my eyes peering above the top of it. So that's one of them. And then I'm going to show you this one because it's a little bit smaller, and so it won't take quite as long with the stitching. But we unwrap it like so, and then you've got your 4 little pockets. It's really quite neat, and actually it is quite easy to do. And it's one of those projects that you think, oh, yes, so a little bit different. But I thought I'm going to do it in Christmassy fabric because I thought it would be quite nice. Yeah, even the smallest one here. Oh, Sandy's glad I'm doing the. You bought it some time ago and looking forward to the demo. Yeah, I think because next week I am going to do the folded Christmas centerpiece just to show you how to do that. Somebody asked that today, and I hadn't got time to prepare it for this afternoon, so I'll do it next week. But I thought if I show you these, because you may have bought the kit or the instruction packs already, and it's just nice to have a look to see how it's done. But as a Christmas one, you know, you might have more than one thing to give to, whether it be a child or an adult, but you've got enough space here if you wanted to put a gift card in one pack. You might want to put, so say if it's a child, you might want to put a little sweetie bar or something in there, and then something else in the other one. Or, you know, if it's a little girl that likes jewellery, you could put 3 little bits in separate pockets. Or you could use it for yourself, and you could put all your little bits in there, or use it as a patchwork holder if you're doing English paper piecing. Put your papers in one, your fabric in another, and the ones that are already done in another. Oh, you've got 4 actually, haven't you? You've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So I thought I would show you how to make this. So I won't give measurements, but because as you know already, some have already bought it. So I mean, PDFs, if you'd like a PDF, I'll do them for £5 again. And there's 1 of 2 sizes. So you've got the larger one, just the same technique, just different sizes, and the smaller one. Okay, so let us begin. So all you will actually need is, don't need too much fabric to actually make it. So you need, here is my, let's just place that down just a little bit. So there is my outer piece fabric. I use this because it is probably better to have a fabric that is non-directional, because it folds up, you know, as you see here. It's one piece that goes all the way around. So that being non-directional, it doesn't matter. But you've got something with like trees on, you can have your trees the right way up here, but they'll be upside down on the back, and they will come back the right way on the front, but you still got an area where they're upside down. So as this fabric goes all sorts of ways, you've got trees, you know, is the norm. You've got Santa sideways, vertical. Here he's upright, trees upright below, but then it's pointing down below there. So that one non-directional. Oh, hair clips and scrunchies, what a great idea. And then a little bit of wadding, and I'm using this for my handle strap to go around it. And then you need quite a long piece. There is my long piece that make the pockets, those concertina type pockets. So the first thing we're going to do, I mean, what I did think about doing was using ribbon as my outer strap to hold it all together. But then I thought, no, because this little way, let's just put my iron on. Some of you may not have seen the way I do my straps to be very, very neat. So let's just move these bits out of the way for a moment and get my mat in place. Okay, and let's just bring that down there. Oops. Sometimes this works really well, and other times I am just rubbish. Most of the time I am just rubbish, but there we go. So here is, let's move that way, there we go. So here's my fabric for my strap that goes around. So I've got it wrong side up so that I can fold that, that's it. So I've got a dry iron with my pressing mat, and I'm just lining up those raw edges. Okay, lined up the raw edges and pressed it. Then I'm going to open it out and fold the raw edge back to that centre crease, like so. Just iron that nicely, and then on the other side I'm going to bring that raw edge just so that they butt up to each other, like that. You see me doing that. So it doesn't matter if there's a tiny gap between those middle bits, but you don't want them overlapping in the middle. And then we're going to fold it right sides together and line up the folded edges there, just so it lines up beautifully for when we stitch. Okay, so there is the little strap to go around the outside. And the next thing we're going to do, take that away, is with this end, I want this to be one of those neat ends. In fact, I only want one end to be a neat end because the other end is going into a seam. So what I'm going to do with one end is to open that fold out and fold it back so you've got right sides together. So if you look at the end sideways on, can you see how I've concertinaed it? So it was like that, and I would normally stitch down both sides, but we're going to open it back on itself, line up that edge, and now I'm just going to stitch across that short edge there. So let's just move that up like so. I won't put the extension table on yet. Just move that up to 5.5. So I've changed my needle setting for 1/4 inch, and then I'll just put it on a standard. So I'm going to reverse at the beginning, cross to the other side, reverse and cut. And then I'm just going to clip off that piece there, clip off that, and those little bits of thread from where we started, and that one. And then I'm just going to fold it through to the right side. And that way, okay, I've got a really neat end there, as opposed to this end, which is raw edges, which if you tried to go to fold it in and fold it there and get that really neat, it is not the easiest to do. So by doing it like that, that gives you a really neat, totally flush, totally straight edge at the top. So all I'm going to do now, I'm going to start at the end. This raw end is going into a seam. So if I start here at this end, I'm going down to the other end, across the short end, and back up the other side. So I'm going to increase my stitch length to, I should do it to 3.5, and I'm just going in 1/8 inch from the edges and just stitch all the way down here. And I'm just making sure I'm lining up those folded edges, because the more aligned they are, the better it will look. So a nice decorative stitch, whoops, gone too far there. A nice decorative stitch would always look good down the edges. Oh, it's because I've got my long stitch. Obviously it went a lot quicker than I expected. So it did one more stitch than I wanted it to. So I'm just lining up. There's an area or a line on my foot, which gives me, so can you see, I've just used a red thread. When I've got gold spots, it would be nice to do gold metallic thread down there, but I've left it like that. So there I've got my my handle that goes around the outside ready done. So I'll set that aside now, and then we'll start to work on the outer fabric. So what we need to do first of all is along the short edge here, because it's going to be folded so that it's longer than it is wide, we need to just fold back. I really need my iron again, so let's just bring this in and put that down there, and just see, oh, that's fairly hot but not too. I just want to fold back 1/4 of an inch at one end. So this end here, I am just pushing that across. Do you know, in actual fact, what I could use, which is brilliant, have I got mine here? A pressing ruler. Oh, I haven't got mine to hand. No. I was going to use my pressing ruler here, because what I could have done, let's just move that down, is just push that over and iron. In actual fact, I use one, I have got a few left. I don't know if I sold them all, or perhaps I hadn't better, because I think I have sold them all. But those of you with pressing rulers, if you put that to the edge of your fabric, fold a bit back, don't do it too close because there's plastic coating on the outside, and then just bring your iron over like so, and that will, yeah, look, I'm melting the plastic on the outside, the covering, but that will work beautifully for what you need to do here. So you just line your ruler up, and that's it, and you can get the exact seam all the way down. So that's all I need to do there. So I've just folded about 1/4 of an inch back, and then we are going to fold that. Oh, actually I wanted to iron that as well. So then also, putting wrong sides together, just going to iron that along that seam as well. Okay. And then we are going to take the little bit of wadding and open it out, and I'm going to put the wadding inside here, and we're going to trim off just a tiny bit from this edge, because I want to, so it's about 1/4 of an inch to trim off from there, which the instructions say to do that. Just helps. What I'm going to do, because I'm going to then lift that, the bit we folded back, I'm lifting it up so it sits on top of the wadding. Can you see how that now sits on the top there? And I could really do with a bit, let's just fold that back there. I could do with a bit of spray, which, have I got my spray? If you use, oh, here we are. If you use some 505, I'm just going to lift that up and just give it a little spray to hold that in place. Okay. So I've sprayed that. Otherwise, you could put some pins in there. I might just lift that up a little bit. So you see, I'm spraying the wadding, not the fabric. So just push that down and bring that 1/4 of an inch back over, and then we are going to fold that back, and we're actually going to stitch so we can have the wadding right side up, line those edges up. So I'm going to pop a pin in there and down at this corner here, and that's it. So now I'm going to leave this edge that is folded back, I'm leaving that open, but I'm going to stitch down, so along this bottom edge here, the short edge, and up this long edge here. So I'll start at this top edge and just take my pin out. So 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, as I usually do, just reverse up there. And I'm just making sure that those raw edges are lined up. Pin all the way down if you prefer to. Actually, I should have reduced my stitch length. That's okay, they're a bit long at the top there, but that won't matter. So down to that bottom edge, take that pin out. I think my wadding stretched a little bit there. That's all right, I can see where I'm going. And then straight across the bottom, but all the way across. Because we are going to turn it to the right side, but there doesn't need to be a turning gap. Okay, yeah, that's just about right. So I'll just trim that little bit of wadding off there. And so you can trim that corner off and that corner off, and then we will turn it to the right side, like so. So the wadding isn't actually caught down on two sides, which is why it's quite good to have. You could quilt it if you wanted to. So before you stitch that all together, you could actually do some quilting, but I'm just turning that through and just making sure that lies nice and flat. We can push that, because you can get your hand in there, we can push that wadding into the right place. I'm just going to push my scissors down into the bottom, just to carefully, so remember no points in there, just push your blades to the side, just to push that out like that. So, okay, so I'm just that. Now this is where a bit of pressing could do well. Let's see if there's a little bit of heat here. Yeah, there is. So I'm just pressing that round there. So one edge here is on the fold and one edge has a seam. And then similarly at this top edge where we folded that 1/4 of an inch over the wadding, it just means that the wadding is not, just turn that over there, that's it. So when this seam, it will be closed, but you'll have no wadding at the edges. And I'm just going to iron that. So just line it, that's it, and iron that along there. So that fits pretty well. So this is where we then take our strip, which is going to go around it. And I'm just going to put this, the raw edge here, in the centre. So just tuck that down there. I'll just see if that is the centre, if I'm just guessing it. So, but I want to make sure that that little 1/4 of an inch there goes over the top of the wadding, and I want that to line up nicely so it's nice and neat. I think that's about the middle. So you would measure it rather than just give it a guess. So I'm going to put one more in here. Okay, so I've just got my pins in there. Just make sure, can you see how that's gone down a bit there? So I will put another pin in there, just so that we line those edges up where we folded the fabric in, so that we had a nice neat edge. But it was easy enough to do that rather than trying to fold it in afterwards. So I'm just going to put that in from the other side, because we'll pull those out before we stitch. So I've got that nicely in place now. So I'm just going to stitch the whole way around. So where I'll start halfway down one side, and I'm going to do that again. I'll do a long stitch, and I'm just going again about 1/8 of an inch from the edge, but I'm just coming up to this top edge now. So I might go a little bit further. So I'm not going to do in 1/4 of an inch, but I will do more than 1/8 of an inch. So I'm just taking that pin out before I get to it, and just see if this is, so you see how easy those pins are to pull out. Just want that to be straight. That's it. I was thinking quite often I stitch reverse over there, but that is going to be on the very front, so I wouldn't on this occasion reverse. There's not going to be anything in there that's too heavy to actually need, that's it, to actually need stitching going backwards and forwards. So I'm just going down the other side. The long stitch makes it very quick. So I'm going down there. That's it. And then we need to go. Now across the bottom piece here, just give that a little push, because there's 2 layers of wadding in that fold there. One more. And then we'll come back up this side. And where I started stitching, just pull that bit of thread out there. Actually, I came across my seam ripper, one of my better ones. that's it. We'll just pull that out of the way. I will trim that off in a minute. But we'll just stitch over the first 2 or 3 stitches. There we are, and then cut. All right, so we're going to just trim those little bits off. I should have pulled that thread out of the way, then it wouldn't have got trapped in there. So it's another little bit okay. And you can't see there where I started and stopped. Okay, so that, as you can see, is going to be how it's going to look. And then that's going to come round like so. But we need to do this pocket here. So, easy. Here's my long strip. And what we are going to do is, now ignore that bit. I hadn't got quite wide enough, so I've got selvage in there. I'm going to make sure that goes at the bottom. So we're actually putting right sides of fabric together. Now there's a little bit of pressing here, because the more we press it as we go, the better. What anybody's saying there? Nor can I. What can you see? Can't see the sewing, but can see the pressing mat. Oh, did I not move it up? Oh, I will make sure I move it up next time. I didn't move the camera there. So all I did was sew around the edge. So what I'm going to do here is, let's just see, I haven't made this for so long, but what I'm going to do here is fold the fabric in half with wrong sides of fabric together. Okay, yeah, that's right. So we're actually going to do wrong sides so that we get a nice crease line. We're going to fold it in half along its length, so down here, and just lining up the raw edges. I wish I had a better setup that you could see all of this as I do it. So I'm just ironing along there and then all the way along here as well. So those raw edges. Okay, then I'll need this iron again. We're going to open out. So I folded it with wrong sides together. And now I'm going to open out both ends here so I can see both my right sides, because I'm going to put right sides together on the short edges. So along there. And then I'm going to stitch along this short edge. Okay. So I've actually got red thread because I'm going to do one extra step, which is not, well, it is in the instructions, but I haven't done it with a stitch on there before, but I think it will make it look a little bit more, give it a little bit more embellishment to it. So, whoops, all I've done there was stitch along that short seam. So you can see the red thread, I'm just stitched along the short seam. Now when you open it, this is one of the few times as well that I like to press that seam open. So if I just pop that down here and I'll just finger press that, because I don't want to iron my crease out. So now I'm going to fold those raw edges right sides together. So we're folding it back to how we pressed it. Okay, so we pressed it with wrong sides together. Can you see like that? So I've just folded it back so that that is how, whoops, get up a bit there. There we are. So I folded it with wrong sides together, like so, and that is how I've now folded it back. And my seam, that, what can you see there? Oh, it's going, oh, I pressed it up to the ceiling. Hang on. What have I done? There. That's better. I pressed it up to the ceiling. I thought, what on earth can I see? There we are. Oh, goodness gracious me. I know you can't see. You won't be able to see anything there. So, this is what I was saying. So, in this little bit here, this is where I stitched the seam, opened this seam out, and I've now folded it back together again. So I've got this tube, right? So just to make it a little bit more interesting, around this top folded edge, I'm going to do a decorative stitch. Oh my goodness, and I haven't got a number of one. So what number? Oh, I have my little card here, and I'm just going to do something that doesn't take too long, but let's have a look at a stitch that might be, let's have, as I don't want it to be, perhaps I'll do that whirly one, see how that goes. 05 on mode 2. So all I've done for you ladies that have just got a machine like this, press the mode button down to mode 2. I'll put that up there, and I said 05 is what I'm going to have, and then just press my number 5. That's it. So I pressed it to 5, and let's just bring that over. Oh, there we go. I'll see if I can perhaps bring the machine in closer, because I haven't put the extension table on. So all I'm going to do, so this is the folded edge, and I'll start here, and I'm just going to stitch all around. Right. So it's just got to get the whole way around, but I'm just doing a decorative stitch where I'm just keeping my eye on the right hand side of the foot. Just, can you see that coming out there? So it's just stitching away. Don't know, I haven't done this stitch before, but I'm just seeing what it's doing. But I've got plenty of space with this fabric. It's not an issue. You can do whatever stitch you like around here, but I thought with the main part of the Christmas one being red and green, I thought if I do a bit of red stitching, there we are, so that is coming round, and I've just left it on the normal foot settings of whatever the standard is, but you could always alter the length or the width to make it slightly different. I think we're halfway. Oh. So, oh yes, we are halfway, yeah. That might have just varied just a little bit. Okay. So, as I say, on the inside of these pockets, whoops, I'm just letting that, whoops, I'll let it go down a little bit, but I'm sure we'll be okay. You won't really notice. So on the top of these pockets here, you can see I haven't done any decoration, but I just think it would add that little bit extra onto the top, just to, that's it, we're nearly there. Got about 8 inches to go, and then we'll be finished this bit. Oh, I actually wonder whether, yeah, it's okay. That's it, I'm moving. So we're nearly here. And you could put yourself some gold thread there. I do love a bit of metallic. As I say, it's moved up and down just a little bit. I should have probably chosen a zigzag. There we are. So it's probably like watching paint dry. I say there's quite a lot of fluff that comes off that red thread. Right, we're nearly there now. Actually, that's not, I'm going to stop there, because that is not too bad. That doesn't look too bad where that joins just there. So we'll just trim that little bit of thread off. Now here is the clever bit, because how do we get it into all of those folds? So this has formed a tube. So flatten the seam. Right, so what we're going to do now, so you've got all the right side, let's just go, you've got all the right side of the fabric here. So what we need to do now, make sure that doesn't fall off, is this seam where we stitched it together, I want that to be right in the centre. So when I hold that like that, I want that to be right in the centre. So you either need a ruler, so let's get my ruler, or whatever. This is the way I would do it, because sometimes it comes out a different length to somebody else's, depending upon your stitching. So folded, I'm just going to measure. Right, so I'm going to measure from one end to the other. 15.5 is 7 3/4. So I actually want, from where I've measured, I want this seam here to be in the middle. So if I have that at 7 3/4, and I'm just going to move that along, 7 3/4, there, oops, there. So that is fine. So now I know that is right in the middle. So I'm just going to put a pin there to hold that together. And you can check this by just folding. So here we are, folding that down at the centre to make sure you've got the same either side here. And that is fine. And then where, we want it to be into 4. So where those come there, I'm going to, on the fold, I'm just going to put a pin and a pin, and to go one step further, I'm going to put one at the bottom as well, because we're going to be stitching from one end to the other. So I'll put a pin, can you see that there? I'm going to pin down here. Let's put that in. Okay, so that's on that line, and I'll put a pin on this top one as well. Just make sure that is, go through that, because I'm going through the selvage there. Okay, and then on this one I've got the seam line anyway, so I'm going to stitch down that seam line. Let's just bring that into there. So I'll put the seam line under here, and I'm stitching through. As you see, I've got my fold, got my folded fabric, so I'm stitching along this seam line. That's it. Oh no, I've stopped. I need to go, so needle up. I need to go back to my normal pattern in mode 1, mode, and that's better. So I'll leave it on. That's it. So straight down that seam line. Just reverse at the bottom a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to stitch. So I'm going to open that fold out now, and I'm going to what am I? No, there's my half. I want the halfway here as well. So let me just fold that into the middle. I don't want the fold there. And I'm going to stitch down here. So that is on that middle. And then at the bottom as well. Whoops, no, you can't see that. So I've done the bottom here. So I folded this into the middle. And I'm going to put a pin at the bottom here. And so similarly, where I did this one at the other end, I'm just going to fold that up to that seam line and put the pin there and the pin here. So you could, if you wanted, not at the top, but you could put a little nick, because down here is going to be hidden. So I don't need that, but I'm going to stitch now down here. So let's move that, and starting at the top here. So press foot down, and what I've got is the I've got the pin down here as my guide to where I'm stitching down to. Let's take that pin out, and I'm just watching it, and I just reverse there and cut. And then when my pins are here, I'm going to do exactly the same again. I'm going to stitch from that pin down to the bottom pin, and it still doesn't look as though it's going to be those little pockets, but we'll go down to the bottom there. Okay, so a little bit of trimming off of these threads. That one is going to be hidden, but it's the ones at the top here. We need to just get rid of those, and that one, and that one, and if there's one here, just get rid of this. Now this is where the magic comes. So what you've got is all these little pockets, if you like, with an an open bottom. But if you now flatten that in half, and then the next one, flatten that one, and the next one, flatten that one. So what you're basically doing is you're doing one seam onto the seam underneath it, and then this one you'll just flatten out so that those outside edges line up together. So I'm just going to pop that down there, and all your, if we've done an accurate measurement, which I probably haven't really, but it's not crucial, but if I divided that equally into quarters, it would mean that these seams sides here would all lie perfectly on top of each other. That middle one doesn't, but that looks fine to me. Now this is where it is a little bit bulky, so it needs to be done with caution. Now what I'm going to do, again with the iron, just to make it pretty neat, is to give that a press down those sides like so, and we can turn it the other way up, just to make those sides. Probably used a little bit thicker or a heavier weight cotton fabric on these, so it looks fairly thick, as opposed to a lighter weight would be better, because as you can see you've probably got 8 layers of fabric at least. So next step, let's take back our, see which side we like. Actually, do I like that side better than that side? No, let's do that side. So having got that side, what we're going to do is put the raw edge down centrally across here, and then we're just going to bring that up. So we want this to be higher. I'll just show you it that way around. So I want the front of the pouch to be higher than your pockets, and then when we fold it down, you want there to be enough to fold over as a flap as well. So I think that is pretty good position wise. So I'll open that out, and then just make sure these raw edges are all practically lined up at the bottom. You don't want one sort of way out, otherwise it's not going to catch it in. Because what we're going to do now, we're going to fold that up and make sure that those raw edges are right down in that crease. So I'm push that up there, and then I'm going to stitch across here about 1/4 inch. Now, as I said, it is, let's just go up there a bit. It is a thick, so I'm going to go here, that's it. So just go nice and slowly for it to go across here. Now you see, that's going through there pretty well. So all the time though, I'm making sure that I've pushed those raw edges into this crease, and I'm going a little bit slowly because there's a lot of layers of fabric there, but keep going. That's it. And I'm actually using a cotton thread today, which I might possibly use a polyester thread because it's a little bit stronger. So when we get to the other side, I'll just reverse there. And what I'm also going to do, I'm just going to do a second row as well. So I'll push that over the side, and I'm just going to do another row below it. Just, you could go above it. I'm just doing another row below. Oh, and the thread's broken. I sort of knew that would happen. Right, because I'm using the cotton thread, and let's just pull that up. Okay, and just pull that down. So there are times when polyester threads really are better. So on this occasion, because I'm using, I've got quite a thickness, and I'm not doing patchwork. Right, there we are, we'll go back to there. So we're going straight on, that's it. And it's because of the thickness it's going through, and it's just rubbing against all those layers. So the slower you go, the better it will be. But the machine is not struggling with it. That's it was purely the thread there. So I'm going to just reverse at that end. Okay, and cut. And then what we'll do is just trim these bits off. And at the back there. So there's a little bit there, a little bit there, and round here. But what you need to do now is just check that all those pockets are caught. And then, I won't do it now, but what you need to do here is just, I'm just going to pin, and I would do this, whoops, where this pocket comes to here, I would do this little bit by hand, just do a couple of stitches to hold that to there, and similarly at this other end, just a couple of stitches by hand to hold that in there, and then you've got your little pouch, and it does look prettier with that decorative stitch around the top. And then all you need to do is wrap that piece, your strap, around underneath and over to the top. And then because it is free and not attached to it, I put a little bit of Velcro, or you could put a popper actually. A popper would be easy on there, wouldn't it? All my poppers are in the other room. But either a little bit of Velcro under here, and then you can see where the Velcro needs to go on this. So you just undo it and then stitch it on, so it can all be done last. Whoops, let's just bring that up a bit more because I've done with the stitching. Okay, or as I say, wrap it around and just make a little mark where you want to put your popper. Your popper can go there, and your other popper goes there, and there is your little wallet. How about a small zigzag? Yes, yep, absolutely. You can do whatever you like, but it does look, with that decorative stitching, it's a little bit more to it than, although still there's the neatness of that one. Okay, and then we've got that with the stitching around. Yeah. Now that's Louise. That was exactly what I made it for actually. The reason for making this was somebody had asked for a tea bag holder because it was in the times of going to workshops, and she didn't like to, or she got fed up with bringing out her little plastic sandwich bag, you know, just those clear ones that you get from the supermarkets for putting your fruit and veg in, and to get her tea bags out of. So she wanted, you're going to need the PDF, but it's cute. It is one of those that, thank you Patricia, thank you Anne, it's one of those things that it looks more difficult than it actually is once it's broken down. And I mean, the way I did the outer bit, you know, if you just wanted to make a tube, because it is only you, or if you wanted to cut two pieces of fabric, put your wadding in between and just like right sides together, stitch around the edge and bag it out. That's all you need for that. But it was just the way of getting this strap in nice and neatly at the top there by leaving this edge open. And then when you top stitch, you're enclosing that as well. So as I say, if you do want the PDF, and as I say, this is not a selling thing, but I know lots of you do like things that I show you. But I like to also show the things that other people have already bought and not got around to doing. So you've got a video there as well. Please send me an email though, so that I can just reply. Love the magic pockets. Yes, that's what they are. Now, where is my bit of paper? You all know my email address though, don't you? Oh, I'm sure perhaps Lindsay or Tracy can pop that up there. It does look so much more difficult, Wendy. So, trisha@hotmail.com, which, as I say, I'm sure either Lindsay or Tracy will just pop that in a comment so that you can see. I find it very difficult, or some of us do, to edit or add extra bits. I've tried to sometimes title one of the Trisha Times that hasn't been, and I can't, it just won't do it for me. It's me and IT, they just do not fit together, do they? Oh, thank you, Anita. Yeah, great to keep your sewing needles in. Yep. I suppose, I was just thinking if you wanted, we've got a little one that I use. You see, I use this all the time. Do you remember this? Well, that's dropped out though. You remember when we did this? This is using the clear vinyl where I've got my feet and needles in. I keep this with me all the time. I've just dropped, that's a bit of zip, my zip, but I've usually got my zipper foot in there. So it's better for me than rummaging through the accessory tray. And oh, there's a bobbin. I like a bobbin in there as well. So just pop them in and you can see what's there. But you know, to have one of these alongside as well, yeah, lovely for keeping, yeah, your needles in there, and at least you've got the strap, so it's not, they're not going to fall out. So that is a great use for this as well. Oh, thank you, Lindsay and Tracy. There you are, aren't they, on the ball? Okay, Tony, fish and chips. Oh, I think I've got spag bol by Martin, a la Martin. So what does he, oh, I'll tell you what his chef's tip is. He likes to put a dash of Worcestershire sauce in practically everything he makes. So ciao, Tony, you enjoy your fish and chips and have a lovely weekend. Yeah, I love storage too, Sue. So yeah, storage. I'll tell you what I will do. How about this? Those of you that do want, and so this is, I'll put deadlines on it, by the end of Sunday. So this Sunday, the 11th of October, for anybody that wants the PDF for this, I will send you the one for the bigger size as well. So you can have two for a £5. So this is the bigger one, which you can just see where is, let's just to compare. So that one is that size, and this one is that size. Whoops, so it's hard to, can you see side by, yeah, it's hard to really show, but yeah. So you can see this one is bigger than this one. So you can have two, both PDFs, because it's easy enough. As long as you email me, not in Messenger, but send me an email, and then I can just reply and attach the PDF for you. Oh, when my website is here, wow, you'll be able to download a PDF straight away. Are you going to email me now? Lovely, thank you, Anne. It's lovely, and the decorative stitching finishes it off perfectly. I thought, yeah, that's why I thought this time, whenever I do something for you know, a second time, or I'm doing it for another demo, I always like to change it a little bit, which is why I like to see all of you adding little bits, because it's all your creative instincts coming out. Oh, thank you, Marion. I know, that's what I thought. It was much easier, and I know you like things just like I do, which, if they're a lot easier than they look, you know, and people will compliment you when you give them something or you show them something and say, wow, that's difficult, and you know actually it's not, but they don't unless you tell them. Oh, thank you, Eileen. Okay then, Wendy, thanks for your company today. Have a great weekend yourself, Patricia and Sandy. Thank you, Mary, and I hope you have a go at that. My email's going to be red hot. Well, I tell you what, I don't mind, because Friday I'll have my dinner and I can sit at the computer and do that, but I'll have a rest. I won't do any more cutting. I've got your kits to make, you see, for your folded centerpieces and festive gift boxes, but I should be doing that all weekend, just so that I can get everything out on Monday. But I'll deal with the emails tonight, and obviously if it's tomorrow, you don't do it till tomorrow, that's fine. Thank you, Penny. You have a lovely weekend and take care. And Joanna, and your email's gone, has it, Di? Oh, wow. Okay, thank you. And you are more than welcome. So you know, well, you all know the PayPal address is the same as my email address, and just £5 for both of them. Okay. Yes, Sadie, it is. Thank you, Margaret. I meant mine, not mine. That's all right. Can anyone remember of the Trisha time when I demonstrated the clear needle storage pack? I can't, Linda. I'm sure there's somebody who will. And I can't even think how long ago it was. I bet it was either the beginning of September or the end of August. It was a little while ago. And I thought it was called, what would it have called? Clear vinyl pouch or something along those lines. I'm definitely with Martin on the Liam Perrins. Yes, I'm sure I will enjoy. He brings it to me and he'll say, how's that then? Is it nice? I say, oh, it's absolutely delicious. Oh, that's good. I like to make it tasty. And it is. But things always taste better when you haven't had to do them yourself. But no, it is. He does cook very, very well. Yes, give it a go, Sharon, if you get a chance. Di, have a super weekend yourself. This weekend won't be like last, though, will it, Di? No, you had an extra super weekend last weekend. Oh, yours has gone, Josie. Wonderful. Oh, Andrea's there again. Lovely. Just scroll down, Trisha, under videos. That's right. Okay. So, 6 o'clock. Well, the night is drawing in. I can see now, I've got grey skies. It looks like it's going to rain. But there's been a bit of sunshine here, only because, how cliche is that? But no, it's been lovely having all of your company this afternoon. Obviously, I shan't see you this weekend because I'm still catching up on last weekend. But I will see you next Wednesday at 4:30. I will be doing the folded Christmas centrepiece as a demo as well. 24th of July, Patricia knows. Oh, Patricia's got a list, haven't you? Yes. Whoosh. What's the email address is a bit further up in the comments, Linda. But yes, have a lovely weekend, Sadie. And thank you. Stay safe, take care, and I'll see you next week. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.